Hello and welcome. I'm Danette Kubanda, and here with me today is the Bullseye Guy, John Nicholas. He is sharing bold new ways to help us overcome setbacks, achieve success, and even fulfill our destiny. He's the best-selling author of Hit Your Bullseye, the 7 Keys to an Epic Life of Impact, Success, and Happiness. Thank you so much for being with us today, John.
Danette, great to be with you. Looking forward to it.
So that feels like a tall order, a life of happiness, impact, and success. How did you get into all of this?
Well, by accident. I tell you the truth. When I was barely 16 years old, I crashed my mother's car into a house during a Halloween night car chase with police. Got me thrown in jail, kicked off my high school football team, and almost ruined my life. Now, I'm talking like sirens and flashing, police lights in my rearview mirror. It was a mess. And thankfully, no one got hurt. But it forced me to really look in the mirror and start digging for some direction. And thankfully, I came across some keys that absolutely transformed my outlook and shot me forward, just launched me forward towards seemingly impossible goals and achievements. And, those keys boil down to, basically your personal history, your dreams, and your DNA, and digging into those areas and pulling out valuable elements that you can harness in your own, in your own life and pursuit. And really, I talk to people about their quest. And when you see yourself as joining your own quest towards, impact, success, destiny, those things can draw you forward. So in the process of digging through history, dreams, and DNA and finding elements that really were coming together, and I had this innate sense that if those things could be like harnessed and directed, and over time that became what I call personal convergence, which is powerful.
Well, tell me a little bit more about that concept.
Well, convergence itself means something like, 3 rivers converging into one to bring greater unity, more power, and, energy, really. And there's also the analogy of nuclear fusion, which is when elements collide and combine and create heat and energy. And scientists believe fusion is the most powerful force in the universe. So imagine applying that kind of dynamic in your life as you're pulling elements and seeing elements that can combine and draw you forward with great power and energy.
Oh, that's beautiful. So who are some of the historical examples or case studies you mentioned?
Well, it was funny. I saw all this happen in my life, and I went from being a dumb jock, bad in the classroom, to within a year or so being recruited by Harvard and Brown University, and I ended up, an Ivy League scholar. I went on to play pro football after being literally kicked off and an outsider looking in high school, wondering if I'd ever play again, whether I'd ever be allowed on the team again. And found my way into all kinds of leadership positions, building companies and these kinds of things, all because of this sense of these key areas of life, your history, your dreams, and your DNA, and harnessing them with this sense of convergence. And so, over the years, I've seen people in person. A good friend became the youngest agent in pro football history when elements of his life just converged in a profound way. We look at David and Goliath, the story everyone knows, and yet when you look behind it, you see these 7 key areas that, in his case, converged for him uniquely to be in that place and time and have what it took to do the biggest bullseye in history, or the best known bullseye of all time. I call him the poster child for personal convergence sometimes. But there are so many historical figures that when you look with this grid, with this paradigm in mind, you can see how, whether it's, Henry Ford, or whether it's, Queen Esther, saving her nation from genocide, or you see people like Oprah Winfrey or Steve Jobs, and you see how their lives, these key elements converged in a unique way that we can learn from and draw from and really apply to our lives. It's exciting stuff.
It really is. Well, what are some takeaways you can give us so that we can make immediate progress?
Well, borrow from Walt Disney, who said that vision, which I am a huge promoter of, vision is the ability to see the future with imagination. So you have to start looking at your future and looking at your history, dreams, and DNA with imagination. You have to look at the elements and dig into them. And these 7 key areas helps you even do that further. I have a free 7 keys summary that I offer at hityourbullseye.com. I suggest you take it, spend a little time walking through it, and you'll start seeing, dots connect. You'll see, you'll recognize patterns in your own life. You may have some aha moments about people from your history, even from your family, events that you've had, successes that you've had that you really need to glean and draw from, and maybe turn some negative things around, redeem some failures or some bad traits in the family or in your own life, or like in my case, I try not to crash into houses anymore, right?
That's a great thing to do. Thank you so much, John. I really enjoyed your conversation. And again, that website to visit for more information is hityourbullseye.com. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Danette. Nice visiting.